have been just trying different probiotics, topical steroids, several visits to the dermatologist, all failed.
How did you hear about Skinesa?
I heard about Skinesa. It was marketed to me over Instagram. And I, at that point, was desperately searching for anything to try with my daughter. Everything was like an experiment almost, because we have been just trying different probiotics, topical steroids, several visits to the dermatologist, all failed. And it was a point where she was crying to me one morning before getting ready for school, and she was like, am I going to live with this for the rest of my life? She couldn't tie her shoes, she couldn't put on her uniform buttons, and as a mother, you just get desperate and just are on this hunt. But a lot of things come with long protocols, and lots of steroids was always involved. And so when I saw this marketed to me, it was almost like too good to be true. But I was like, I'll try anything. And the price was perfect, because a lot of these other options, they can get very pricey. And again, long protocol. So this was just like one pill a day, and it was a probiotic, and it was non-steroid. So I was like, I have to try it. What do I have to lose? What do I have to lose? So that was the first step towards the success that she is achieving today, like with everything. And even now, it keeps her eczema on her fingers at bay, and it's made such a difference.
What were her fingers like before?
Raw, itchy. It was generally like the first 3 fingers on both of her hands, cracking, bleeding daily. So every time, even when she would wash her hands, immediately crack. We would do overnight steroid gels and like cover her hands with gloves to try and see if there would be some change. And it was very minor, and ultimately it would always crack or come back. She would get flare-ups weekly, so there wasn't any relief really ever at all from anything. And even if we would see minor improvement, very minor improvement, it would just go back next week.
When did she start with that? When did you first discover that?
Since she was about 3 years old, or since she was born almost. Like, so it started out very minor, and then like small patches, and I didn't really think anything of it, but it really exploded when she was about 3. And that's when we began taking her to the doctors, to know like success, and to about 3 different dermatologists who would just kind of like give us the roundabout, said the same thing, just try this topical steroid. And now she's 11, so this has been all her life an ongoing battle, and something she has lived with daily, and we just never were able to find any improvement really within anyone or anything.
What did she struggle most with?
Writing. I mean, her fingers. I mean, if you imagine like the first 3 fingers, it's like holding a pencil, pen, anything, coloring, painting, any finger work was troublesome. And even in sports, trying to do gymnastics, basketball, gym, like all of it, anything that involved handwork, it would crack eventually, and then she would basically bleed. And so we would always have to bandage her fingers up before school, just to make sure that she would somehow be able to like get through writing. But it hindered her writing progress. So she would compensate in weird ways with writing and hold her pencil or pen in a strange way. So it was like her handwriting wasn't that great, because of compensating, and it just really it was a major issue. And on top of that, she was insecure about it. And she was always hiding her hands. And I mean, it gets to you, especially when you're young, like something, and it's very clear to her. And, we could say, oh, it's not that big. And it was, though. And especially to her. So she would be very insecure about it. It killed her confidence.
How long did it take for Skinesa to start working?
It took 3 weeks. And it seems too good to be true. And that's what I thought as well. I didn't expect it, honestly. I was giving it the 90 days. And when she came out of the bathroom, and she was like, she just washed her hands, and she was just like, what? Like, couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And then I was like, this only took 3 weeks. And again, we've been trying everything. So 3 weeks, I really was like looking at her hands like that, like impossible. But it took 3 weeks, and that was it. We have never stopped using it. It's been a morning. It's part of the morning routine. Take a probiotic, and when we have missed, this is like it's very interesting. When we have missed, like we've gone on trips and I forgot to take her probiotic, her Skinesa. She has almost immediate flare-ups. I would say within 2 days, and so it it is a part of the regimen. I would at this point, it's going to be something she has to take, I think, for the rest of her life, and that's not problematic to me at all. I think it's something she needs, supplementation that she just needs in general. So that is, and it's proven. It's like the multiple times we have missed or skipped. I would say days later, a week later, she will have flare-ups, and it's just not worth it. It's just not worth to go back. So she now knows, it's a part of the morning routine. She'll seek it out. It sits in the fridge. She sits down and just takes it. So and I've suggested this to so many people at this point. My boyfriend takes it. Several of my staff at work. The one woman had pretty severe scalp, and she just was trying everything, shampoos, all of it, and it was pretty bad. Like, I've never seen anything to like that degree. She took it. She said a month, and it's gone. Yeah. And she uses something, and she comes from Mexico, and she just was like, I'll try anything, same, exactly the same way I went about it, like when I started. And she had low expectations because you're always disappointed, and to this day. And she's like, I cried, I couldn't believe it, and I was like, I cried too, and it wasn't even, it's my daughter, and she and then she was the one I was like, did you take before and after photos?
Yeah, that's my question.
And she's like, no, I just did it because she expected it to not work.
Right.
And she's like, I guess I have so many she had, and she's like, she said, I can definitely find, because it was so severe, she would take photos just to document the severity. She could definitely find something, but she didn't even, she was like, it's not going to work. And sure enough, even now, she takes it religiously. I should say, I couldn't believe it. It did. For her, it took one bottle.
Wow.
If that. And so when she came and she was like, it's gone. And she was showing me her scalp. And she would get the large chunks that she would have to remove. And I was like, oh, it's brutal, dude. I'm so sorry. And sure enough, I couldn't believe it. So it's, I mean, and then my boyfriend he has this as well, and and actually it's improved him, and he actually bought the liquid spray.
Oh, right.
And he's been traveling, so it needs he needs to make it, and it has to take 3 days, so he hasn't actually implemented it yet, but he bought it because he responds really well to he responded great to the probiotic, and then he would get because you kind of have to do the extra process for some people. I've found, particularly my daughter, you have to remove the dead skin and then do something topically, some topical initiative. And he bought it just to try it, and then I was going to get it for Josie as well, because I think doubling up would make because she has to use a pumice to remove the dead skin because it does build up a little bit, but I think trying something topical will reduce that. But yeah, it's been all around great.
Awesome.
Yeah, I literally tell everyone, I was like, oh, you should try. It sounds crazy, because which is so weird, because the stuff they offer when you do go to dermatologist is just nuts. So I'm always preface this might sound crazy, this probiotic, but it's for the people I have. Then they've come back and told me there's been successes for sure.
Wow, that's awesome.
I know. I will scream. I said it when I met you, scream from the mountaintops, and I'll say it now. It's probably the most important thing of her morning, because she'll be feeling it. I was you can't miss this. And she's in volleyball now, and she's always using her, like using her hands and hitting. Like I said, when she's missed it and she goes to volleyball, it's just from the hits and using her hands, she will crack and then she will bleed. And she's come home with her jersey and I'm like, missed your probiotic, and she's like, mm-hmm. Like, and she's like, I know. So yeah, it's a major portion of her life now. Thank goodness that it's nothing so severe. It's just a probiotic.
Awesome. Well, it's good to hear that it's helping.
Yeah, me too, dude. And it's been consistent, which I like. You always have this. You're always worried that the miracle will end, and it has.
It shouldn't, though. That's the thing, because
I know.
I think the mechanism behind it, what's happening is it's TLR2 activation, which is like a healing process. The science is very complicated, but that I think is technically what is potentially happening on the hands. TLR2 activation, which heals.
Yes, and that makes sense because I can say overnight she'll wake up and it is, because they heal in the children seem to rapidly heal in the evening, and she'll wake up and be like, okay, I'm good. Like when she hasn't not taken it, and because it's almost like an overnight instant effect, and it's like it really does. It seems like, and like this is like probably not well, maybe relative. I'm not sure, but because she's 11, almost 12, and she's definitely going through puberty. It has really suppressed or improved her skin on her face. And I don't know if that's because at this point, like they're going through puberty and there's definitely going to be skin issues, because of that. But her skin, like if she gets anything, it just rapidly clears up. And I'm really wondering, because her friends definitely have acne at this point. And, it's a multitude of things, hormones and then environmental, I believe, just being in the city. But I really feel that helps just her face, like her actual face skin. And it's like, keeps it just really impeccable and instant healing if she ever has a breakout. And that's few and far between. And I had acne. And her dad.
So did I.
And yeah. And I was like, I really hope that this is not the case for you because it's just so awful.
The worst.
It's the worst. It's the worst. And I wonder, like, if that's also related to the correlation should be there because it's like if it activates healing, and balances whatever whatever it is in the body. But yeah, I really hope that she hit that money too, like that miracle, like dodging acne.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be great.
I know. That's what I said. I was like, your skin clears up very fast. I see your friends and I kind of want to be like, maybe you should try this probiotic because they're already getting on topical skin skin creams, for acne because it is it's bad for some of her friends, but yeah, hopefully she's found the luck within this.
Awesome. Well, thanks for doing this call.
Of
I
course.
appreciate it.